if nobody sees the Native American girl on the Land of Lakes, what happens? You end up losing that story that a mom and dad can tell their kids about how, we took the land. I
I have a conspiracy theory about the Mandela effect that I believe in that I've never really heard talked about before, and that is that the government, specifically the CIA, is doing an experiment on the population. We all know what the Mandela effect is. We all know the fruit of the loom with the cornucopia and them coming out with like a list of their logos and being like, look, there's no cornucopia. Like, I don't know where you guys are getting that from. Or Berenstain Bears being spelled EIN, but now it's AIN. And people will show copies and they'll be like, look, I have a book that's spelled EIN. And people will be like, oh my gosh, we're jumping timelines. Like, that's the only explanation to this, is we're jumping timelines. I don't believe that. I believe that the government is doing an experiment on us, and all of these companies are in on it because they want to know how easily manipulated we are into believing whatever we're told, even if there's proof against what they're telling us. Yeah, I've just never heard anybody talk about this before. And I do like the timeline skip, timeline jump theory that's been going around. But yeah, I'd love to hear more theories that you guys have if you don't agree with this one. But this is just what I've come to believe. And I'm not saying that I'm the first person to ever talk about this or that I came up with this theory, but I've just personally never seen anybody talk about it before.
So do you believe it's a psyop? If so, let me know down below. Make sure you guys hit subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I think what happens is as we get older, our memories become like smoke. It just starts to dissipate and we remember things wrong. Here's the crazy thing. We all had Berenstain Bear books lying around. Where the hell did we put them all? They're nowhere to be found, so we can prove this right or wrong.
These resets, right? The cultural global resets, okay? Also known as Mandela effects. So I saw this post today about a guy talking about avocados. I love avocados, all right? He talked about what the name, like a brand name was of an avocado, right? I remembered Haas avocados. HAAS, right?
Okay.
I always remembered Haas avocados. Now, this avocado, this is Hass. HASS. Do you remember it being, I specifically remember saying Haas avocados. No.
So it's really weird because memories kind of blend together. I remember Hatch green chilies. I don't remember anything about avocados other than this avocados from Mexico. That song is stuck in my head, and now it's going to be stuck in your head. Do you guys remember it being Hass or Haas?
Have you ever met somebody that claimed that there are 52 states in the United States of America?
Never.
Do you remember as a child being told that there are 52 states in the United States of America?
Not
Now,
one time.
I've never been there, but maybe there is a 52 state timeline that people come from. And I want to know, have you ever experienced a traffic light with the green light on top? If so, what is that timeline like? I have never been to that timeline. In my timeline, it's always been the red on top. Now, there is an exception. There is one place in New York called Tippery Hill where they actually have the green on top. And the myth is, apparently, this was an Irish neighborhood and the kids would throw rocks at the red because the red represented the Brits and they wanted the green on top. So eventually they left it there.
I feel like we all have these little memories that we're kind of messed with. There's never been 52 states. He's thinking of Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. or Guam. Because remember how we were always told that Puerto Rico is going to be the 51st state, yada, yada. This one's kind of interesting. When did Frozone come out?
All right, so I'm over at Granny house. You know how when you go over your grandma's house, you get to playing in the photos and stuff like that, the photo albums, the pictures and shit. So I'm playing around with them, and I'm like, oh shit, Frozone, oh my God, look at that. I'm sitting on my pop lap or whatever. Then I'm like, oh shit, Frozone, look at that. Then I'm like, oh shit, Frozone, look at that. The Incredibles came out in 2004. How the fuck do I have a Frozone toy in 2001 going on 2002? I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe I'm tripping. Like maybe I'm doing too much and it's not that serious, but I really don't get that shit, bro.
I think there's a chance that the toy might have come out before the movie, right? It's not like they wait till the movie comes out and then here's a Transformer toy, right? The Transformers and the toys were here way before the movie. And I think that's what this represents. This is a character that is in The Incredibles, I believe, right? And but yeah, it did come out a little bit later than 2002 because I think I remember my son being much older than 2 or 3 when we first took him to see that movie. I have another weird one. Have you guys ever noticed when you look at old photos, they eerily look quite a bit older than they really are? For example, if we were back in the year 2002, this picture here would not look so 1982-ish. Is it just me? Or does the picture literally look like it was taken in 1982 when 2002 we had pretty darn good cameras? Why does that picture look so antiquated?
Basically, in the 1980s, there was a person named Nelson Mandela. He was incarcerated. There's a portion of the planet who has memory of him passing away while incarcerated. And then all of a sudden, randomly, he gets out of prison in like the 90s. Basically, there are things that people remember from their childhood. And then in today, 2025, they're being told that what they remember was false, that it was never like that. You know, like the Sinbad movie, Shazam! Or how about the Berenstain Bears, or Bernstein? What about if Curious George had a tail or not? Or how about the Monopoly Man? Did he have a monocle?
Did he?
And there's a whole bunch more. But one of them has to deal with the fruit of the loom. You know, like the white shirt or underwear company. There's a Mandela effect regarding their logo, whether their logo had a cornucopia or not. Right now, just put in the comments if you remember it having a cornucopia or not. And then I'm going to show you this clip. Because the Mandela effect says that there never was a cornucopia. And if I'm debunking that Mandela effect right now, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh my God, I think I figured it out. I think sometimes we forget we used to like to go to swap marts, and there was this place in Arizona called Park and Swap. And I bet you there were a lot of salespeople that probably came over from Mexico. They probably had some bootlegged products, maybe even some products that were fake. And that's probably where this stuff came from. I bet you in California, Texas, and Arizona, and New Mexico, I bet you a lot of people bought this bootleg Fruit of the Loom stuff with that cornucopia. That's probably the real answer. By the way, if you want to know what the zombies look like in 28 years later,
90s.
oh my God, worst movie ever. If you want to see a horror movie, don't see that one.
They told you it's 2025, but what if it's not? According to the Ethiopian calendar, we're 7 to 8 years behind, which means this year isn't 2025. It's 2012.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if we're 7 to 8 years behind, then this year is 2017, not 2012, silly.
The real 2012.
The fake
The one the
2012.
Mayans warned us about. So what happened? The elites shifted time, changed calendars, reset the clocks. To buy more time. To stop what was coming. But time ... doesn't like to be tricked. Now, the glitches are showing. Time loops. Deja vu. Weeks that feel like hours. Dreams that feel like memories. Some people wake up and swear the moon was in a different spot. Others remember things that never happened or did in another version. This wasn't a false alarm. It was a snooze button. And now it's ringing.
Certain people remember the sun being more yellowy orange, whereas now it's more white. Do you remember the sun having a different color than it does nowadays? And if so, that's kind of weird, don't you think?
So, real quick, who invented peanut butter? Any Black History Month? Anybody? Anybody? Well, last time I checked, it was a guy called George Washington Carver. Old black man, you know, invented peanut butter. Well, I just Googled that shit for some reason. I don't know why. But apparently, George Washington Carver did not invent peanut butter. I know, right? Well, let me tell you who did, apparently. It was a guy named Dr. John Harvey Kellogg. patenting a prototype peanut butter in 1895. It didn't say even that. It said even however the earliest references of peanut butter dates back to the ancient Incas and the Aztecs. But just saying, regardless though,
I can picture the ancient Incas and the Aztecs with their little porter and mestle or whatever that's called. I could picture them grinding up peanuts to make peanut butter. One of the most interesting ones that I remember is was it who was the guy that invented the cotton gin? We were all told that it was a black guy, right? Eli Whitney. Who invented the cotton gin? Let me see here. Who invented the cotton gin? Eli Whitney. He's a white guy. We were all told he was a black guy growing up. Do you guys remember that? I remember that.
What is this? What is this? Wait, how is there two of these Nintendo cords?
Oh, wow.
Did this come with two?
Oh, wow. She opened a box and it has not one, but two adapters, or though that might be the power, right? Where you put it into the wall and then the other piece goes into the back of the Nintendo or what have you. That is a little weird. She found two of them.
Why is there two?
We never had one of these.
There's two. This is two of them.
That is a little weird.
Dude, I don't know if this falls into a Mandela effect or what, but where are the bugs? Do you not remember taking long road trips and there was just splat, 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 splat bugs all over your windshield? Never happens anymore.
No, no, that when you go to California from Arizona, there's a patch where you're going to have nothing but bugs hit the grill of your car and your windshield. But I never thought it was every single where you go. But if you do recall bugs hitting your windshield no matter where you went when you left town and went on road trips, but now you don't see that at all and you agree with her, let us know down below because that one would be kind of crazy.
So, breaking news. New Mandela Effect. Domino's Pizza's newest commercial claims they've never had stuffed crust pizzas before 2025. And I know that's a lie because I've had it multiple times from there and I don't even eat cheese. I just pull the cheese out of the bread like I do the pizza. So you can't tell me they never had stuffed crust pizza. Now Mandela need to take his effect that's on back to where he came from because what you doing? Whose world is this? This can't be the earth that we from because we've had stuffed crust pizzas many a times.
Yeah, I think the stuffed crust pizza comes from another person or another pizza place. Is it Pizza Hut that does the stuffed crust, or maybe even Papa John's? I don't think it was always. I don't think it was always. What did he say? Domino's?
News.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think it was Domino's. I do remember the Domino's had the Noid. Do you guys remember the Noid? Really good little mascot.
Damn. So for the second time in the world, the man has removed the Indian from his own land. Now, is this a Mandela effect or am I tripping? Was there or was there not always an Indian on Land O'Lakes?
No, what's happening is we're getting rid of some staple characters. So, you guys remember Uncle Ben's rice? You probably don't even remember it if you're little because Uncle Ben's been off the box for a while. They got rid of Mrs. Butterworth. They also got rid of I guess the North American Native Indian girl that was on Land O'Lakes, the Indian girl, right? I think that was the one, right? Mayzola was her name, I think. Was her name Mayzola, or am I having a false memory there? Anyway, when you take away these things, you actually get to the point where if nobody sees the Native American girl on the Land of Lakes, what happens? You end up losing that story that a mom and dad can tell their kids about how, we took the land. I Anyway, when you take away these things, they do have special meaning to us. I don't think any of us ever got Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben's or Land O'Lakes. I don't think any of us ever got that and thought, racist thoughts. If anything, it made you remember it nostalgia. I don't even know where I'm going there. It's nostalgic. They should bring those things back. We weren't looking at them in a negative way. They didn't have a negative
Say you
connotation.
swear. There were only 28 days in February this year? Say you swear. I promise you, I thought there was 29 days in February this year. Am I in a different time zone?
Is she in a different time zone? Yes, I'm in Pacific Standard Time. You must be in Eastern. Guys, thank you guys for watching another video with me. Hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. Come back again tomorrow. We'll watch some more fun videos together. Have a good night.